You don't already ruin Cuckoo Kachu to you and all my nobody's not watching out there. It's like, she's like, mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. It's like, you don't say. The one where you're effectively a god and you can just 86 people at any time. Just delete characters and shit. That was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Yeah, and what, delete me if you can? Or delete my ability to play the game? I should be like, I know this game exists. I don't know a title. I don't have any. But like some like straight up like hardcore eroge game. Just like throw that shit out there and be like, deal with that now. Ha ha ha. Get jealous of that. But I don't really know any of those. The closest I could come to is I expected more spiciness of what was it? The what was it, Mr. Massagi, I think? And that was fun, but it wasn't as it was graphic or sexy or spicier as I expected. I thought it was actually pretty tame. It was just weird, and I liked it. Um, Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Yeah, that's a whole ass thing I'm not unpacking right now. Um, but no, everybody's a little blank pisses me off when people are like, they have actual condition and somebody says that. Pisses me off. Because it's like, yeah, everybody might be a little that. Is it something that, like, cripples you, makes you incapable of living your life in a normal way? Is it consistent, or is it something that happened to you a little while for like a week or a day, or when something happened in your life? Like, I'd be surprised if no one ever felt if there was if anyone can ever say that they've never felt some degree of depression. Like, wow, kudos to you. Good for you. I don't want anybody to feel that way, but if you're depressed because something really bad happened, very different than this is my life. Pretty common. There's a very big difference between being sad for a reason and not. That's the nicest way I'm gonna put it. And move on. Are there are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I've never really looked into it. That is also a big thing I'm not gonna walk into, or I'm not opening the can of worms. It's like, were they underdiagnosed before? Are they overdiagnosed now? Is it because it's become sort of, as many people would say, in vogue or cool or whatever? Or is social media influencing that? Is our society creating that? Or alternatively, you know, are was mental health illness, mental illness of various types and the different disorders always a problem? And it's just changed based on a lot of factors: societal expectations, societal acceptance, societal awareness, and then also just societal outcome. Like, things ain't looking too good for the future right now. Do you necessarily have a disorder if you're intelligent enough to be like, I'm sad that friggin' polar bears are dying? Ice caps are they're falling apart. The various countries are friggin' on fire. There's not like a lot of happy thoughts there. Is it wrong to be? Does that make a clinical diagnosis, or is that just the natural reaction someone should have if they're aware of how bad the world is. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Deliberate anti-pun, but tisk. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go out undiagnosed too, you know? It's like, exactly. Awareness. Some people don't get diagnosed because of the negative connotation related to the fact that. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health. Seeing a mental health professional. Yes, they do. Literally, I think, to quote Anna Akana, check out her YouTube stuff. Everyone should see a therapist. I don't think anybody is so healthy that they couldn't benefit from just like you would like for a normal physical doctor. Just go in and check in and see. Like, a good therapist doesn't want you to be there. Not negatively. They just want you to be healthy enough to not need their services, because the world has enough people who need their services. This is not like a thing that they gotta worry about. You know? They want people to be healthier because I think it's one of those things that, like, honestly, they're one of the types that'd be happy to have their job cease to have any need because people are healthy enough. They're like, oh, now I can do something else. Instead of deal with all your problems all the time, everybody else. Should be that way. Also, medication is very hit or miss. We need to work on how that works. Stop throwing darts at a dartboard in the dark and hoping that you just keep trying it and just spending people's life and time on it, because it's like not gonna go anyway. Moving on. Sorry. Sorry, that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? You don't have the capacity to take medication, and I doubt you can really therapy. Everyone has all sorts of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy. Consider something like that. This is almost like anybody who's willing to just sit here and just listen to you. It's like getting a whole bunch of actually decent advice at the end of this. Like, almost like, so, you know, we really stressed you out. If you made it to this point and you're willing to sit here and go through it, here's some good advice. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Speaking about a lot of things you don't really know anything about, Miss Ma'am, who has no real life anything. But okay. Alright. I mean, it does make it seem like they're trying to make you more palatable. Can we please move on? I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows, or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? But I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. They have so many free samples. And of course we could see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend. When did we do that? When did that happen? I'll make you a proud boyfriend. Like, when did... You just signed me up for that, huh? I don't recall ever us having that conversation. Maybe we did. Probably wouldn't have the choice in the first place, but let's keep going. God, they said like 3 hours. How long have I been doing this? Oh my God. You're about to say something. Come on. Say it. Come on. Why should I have to wait for this period in between? It's such a waste of time. You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? I have to kind of ask, what made you consider even playing it in the first place? Because it's not. It's a horror game, like you said. You're the villain. I'm stuck on the other side of the table. Were you that lonely? I feel a little bad for you, but I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end for both of us. I get to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel this was fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. Well, that was a fun one. It makes me want to slap you in the face. Again, put a rope around your neck. Take your ribbons out of your hair, put it around your neck, throw you out the window. Tell you to say hey to Sayori. Because you're terrible and you've manipulated this situation, and yeah, the game wasn't really fair to you because you didn't really get a chance to like introduce yourself or hang out with me at first. But your actions against everyone else have been really terrible. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. That's actually kind of fair. After we worked so hard and prepare and everything. Well, you sort of use that as a stressor to sort of compel everybody to not healthy outcomes. But I'm pretty sure that isn't a thing that we could do. Like, that's just sort of like the inevitability is not reaching any conclusion to that arc. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really excited for the performing part too. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. I still 100% disagree with you ever doing that, and the fact that you're defending it now just makes me dislike you even more. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. See? You fucking psycho! You fucking psycho! The fuck? Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You've really helped inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. As so it's not very valuable to you, and yeah, just another reason for me to love you. Just when I think you can't get any more evil, you go and do something like this and completely do not redeem yourself. Do not pass go, but make yourself 100% more evil. And just, I would just kill him anyway. What's the point? Like, you know, just delete him. What's the point of having other people? The ones we had already were getting in the way of me and you. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. All right. Now we're not doing the debate tip, the writing tip. Let's see what happens. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, nope, I missed that. It pains me to see that blah, 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 blah. That's just not how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try for something the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it, and then you want to share it with everyone, but maybe after a few weeks, you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be right out of your reach, and you know, the truth is, you have to climb up there step by step. Whenever you reach a milestone, first look back and see how far you've gotten. Then look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes it can help to set up the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good, not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still an amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing, a novel might be too much at first. Why not try some short stories? Again, solid advice. And real talk, I write stuff all the time, and it's very rare that I even look at the stuff that I write again. And when I do, a lot of times I'm like, ugh. I very rarely actually am like, Ooh, I really like this, like all of it. Not just like certain parts of it, but the whole thing. Most of the time I'm just like, this is why I don't. To quote Huey Freeman from the Boondocks, it's like, I hate looking back at my own old work. You know, it's like, don't look back. Just look to the future. The great thing about short stories is you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. And also that is a good thing. Short stories are a good way to, that's an excellent way to start. You can get a lot done in a short story. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on one or two things. Such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart, something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill itself that learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. Then before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything is built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation, take it step by step, and you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. So when do we hit your repeat? Like, I feel like I should be getting pretty close. I have spent way too much time alone in a room with frickin' Monica. Just you, me, and your words and my responses. And I was like gonna auto this and just sort of move past it, but you actually are saying some things that are kind of interesting. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. I get so burnt out having to put on smiles, be full of energy all day. I just want to get right to my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me, but a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart pounding just thinking about it. I mean, I think it's healthy to take time off and not necessarily just always be doing something. To me, this is not that or this. Like, I'm not... I mean, I guess I'm technically in my pajamas because it's fucking cold, but I'm doing something that I think is sort of work-ish related. Are you seriously gonna bring up Sayori right now? We were just sort of... I was on the cusp of maybe bonding with you, but alright, let's fuck it up. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully. You're still hung up over it. Right. You know what? I'm not. You should just put this rope around your neck and stand on this chair and have that tied to something that's a little too short for your long legs to reach the ground. And then ask me that question again. Ask me if I'm not still hung up over it. Right? That'll prove how I'm not hung up over it. Right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. Ha 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 ha. We hate you. We hate you. We hate you. Please die. But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. I think a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something, because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. Game, just when I think I'm like done with being hurt by you, you go and do something like this. She must have kept it all the way until she added all the way. Man, I was doing okay. I was doing okay, and that makes me feel like I'm getting close to the end because, like, that feels like a very, very deliberate and personal attack. So I'm gonna end this and continue on, but I'm just trying to get through this till you start repeating yourself. Because it'll make deleting you that much more sweet.